Yep.
All right. We got this story from IGN, and this talks about a little bit of a sadder topic. This one is about Depression Quest. It is now available for free on Steam. The main reason is that the game developer, Zoe Quinn, was a bit worried about releasing the game this week because of the passing of Robin Williams. God rest his soul. You know, that's another topic we'll talk about in a little bit after this topic here. But she was a little bit, or she or he, I'm not sure which one. I apologize for my ignorance on this. Was a bit worried about it. I think it's a she. And decided to go ahead and release it anyway in the hopes that people that are suffering from the same depression that Robin Williams was can maybe use this as a tool to help them out. Depression Quest is described as a text adventure game that chronicles what it's like to live with depression. It aims to show sufferers that they are not alone in their feelings and to help non-sufferers realize the burden of living with depression. So the game is now available for free on Steam. No money down. You can go ahead and check it out. We strongly suggest you do, especially in the wake of Robin Williams passing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it was incredibly heartbreaking. And you got to realize, and I'm going to kind of segue a little bit into the Robin Williams thing right now. You got to realize how much of a warm and gentle heart Robin Williams was. I mean, there's stories coming out the wazoo about how he would pay for people's tuition in college, how he, loved his daughter so much that, they did Nintendo commercials, together. There was so much communication about how, like, during the filming of Hook, the main reason why they would be able to film for 20 straight hours was because Robin Williams would actually keep everybody's morale high by making them laugh and keeping them excited. And it's just sad to see someone who cared so much, loved so much, go in such a manner. And that's why I'm really glad to see that these kind of tools are available to help you out in these cases. So I guess to pass this off, let's do a two-parter thing here just to kind of talk about this a bit. The first being, how do you feel about Depression Quest being free? And the second is what's your favorite Robin Williams movie? Let's go ahead and do this. John, why don't you go first?
All right. Well, the question of the game being free, I think that's amazing. Was it always going to be free, or is it free now because of what happened?
To be completely honest with you, I'm not sure.
Anyway, it's amazing that the game's free because it gives people an in-depth look about what's going on with depression. People that don't suffer from depression can see what it's like for people that do live with depression, and the people that do have depression, it can make things a little bit easier for them, by playing a game, because everybody knows, video games. When it comes to depression, if you're feeling down, if you're angry, if you're this or that, you can lose yourself in a video game and everything else just goes away. That's like one of the great powers of the video game. But as far as my favorite Robert Williams movie is, I'd probably have to say Flubber. That was pretty funny.
Flubber was good.
Yeah, Flubber was interesting, and I think I'd have to say Mrs. Doubtfire would be right behind that.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody knows Mrs. Doubtfire.
What about you, Joe?
I think it's great that it's free. It's gonna help people that suffer from it, to see somebody in the game going through a similar situation. And like what John was pointing out earlier, it's gonna help people that don't understand depression see where people that do have it are coming from.
Yeah.
So it's two birds with one stone right there. And the movie, my favorite Robin Williams movie had to be Aladdin. No one else could have done the genie, dude.
Oh, no way. Yeah. He had the charisma for that role that I don't think many people would have been able to match.
Yeah. And it's pretty amazing how they got it into like a cartoon too.
Yeah. And he portrayed it as well. I mean, he made the character believable. You just looked at him and you heard his voice and you're like, damn. Can't say that about, very many actors doing voiceovers.
Yeah, and it's the whole thing about voiceovers is that when you're doing it, sometimes you don't even see the scene. You basically have to kind of channel in your own enthusiasm or channel in your own emotions depending on what the scene is. And Robin Williams was just so easy to just kind of snap into that because he was such a genius when it came to his style of acting and his voice acting. So yeah, Aladdin's a great pick.
Yeah, the guy was a master at improv.
Oh
He
yeah.
was a legend, man.
Oh yeah. As far as Depression Quest for me, I'm definitely glad that it's free. And I really do like the fact that it can both target those that are suffering from depression and maybe kind of help with the skeptics who sit there and easily judge people who commit suicide or really feel the weight of depression. You know, there's so many people that just don't understand exactly what that does to a human being. And I can only hope that the people that are just so skeptical and so judgmental would give this a chance, play it, see what it's like on the other side, and maybe that would help them see a little better. Because unfortunately, one of humanity's biggest problems is that it's so easy to judge what we see but not what we feel.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, obviously, is that we can see something and we believe that, but if we don't feel it, we don't believe it, bottom line. So it's a lot easier for us to kind of ignore that sort of thing, and hopefully with Depression Quest, now we can actually get a chance to shut these skeptics up, because unfortunately they exist. They actually, unfortunately, caused Zelda Williams, which is Robin Williams' daughter, to actually deactivate her Twitter account because they were being just such twats about it.
Yeah.
It's really stupid that sort of thing happens, and I really feel bad for Zelda Williams.
Yeah, when I read that earlier, I was like, you got to be kidding me, man.
She just lost her dad, for God's sakes, and you're gonna bug her about it?
There's a special place in hell for people like you, man. Seriously.
I actually just got a quick message from Tana Keela saying that with the Aladdin movie, 90% of Genie's lines was actually improv by Robin Williams.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's a nice fact for you. So if you ever appreciated Genie's role, that's all Robin Williams, man. Only 10% of that was actually, reading off a script.
I could have just pictured him there reading the script. He's like, "Oh, this is garbage. Hold on, let me do it. I'm doing it live."
You ain't never had a friend like me.
Yeah, dude, exactly, man.
Yeah. So, as far as my favorite Robin Williams movie, man, that's a hard one to choose.
There were so many greats, but Aladdin still stood out for me.
Aladdin's a great choice. So is Flubber too. I made a joke about, and this wasn't in the news docket. Westboro is talking about picketing his funeral, which has become such a normal coincidence with Westboro now that it just doesn't even have any shock value to it anymore. But I made the joke that it's like, oh yeah, these guys are going to picket his funeral and then go home and watch Jumanji.
Probably, yeah. They need to build an iron picket fence around their damn compound and keep them in there. That's what.
Yeah, well. But yeah, I mean, Jumanji was probably the first Robin Williams movie that I actually watched and loved greatly. Hook was also fantastic, but I think my favorite one out of all of them would have to be, oh man, I'm forgetting the name now, like a nub. Night at the Museum, I think it was. He played the role of Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
His Teddy Roosevelt was just fantastic.
Oh yeah, hey, Scott.
Yeah.
1 hour photo.
Oh. yeah. That was one of his drama movies.
Yeah.
Put the thing in the mouth. I've never laughed awkwardly so much in my life until that one scene. It was just one of those things where it's like, oh my God, that's terrible. But God, his verbiage on that was so funny.
I knew I was forgetting one, dude.
Yeah, 1 hour photo. That's a real good movie too. So, but yeah, if anything, definitely check out Depression Quest. And while you're at it, on Amazon Prime, you can go ahead and find yourself a Robin Williams movie to watch. So there you go. But see what I did there? Kind of worked the sponsor.